I watched your movie, dude.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I watched it last night, man. I thought it was really great. I thought it was one of the things you talked about a few minutes ago made me kind of even think about it. It was like when you look around your rental place that you're at now, that there's not even things that are there's not pieces of you that are spaces or memories, or you can walk past something and think like, oh, Kelly and I were there, or that's you know, one of our first vacations, or that's where we got a dog, or different things like that, right? And it kind of reminded me of just some of the like the archives that because the movie's called Eternity. And, right. And it's basically, can you just give me a brief summation of what it's like? Because you'll do a better job.
So when you die, you get put with somebody, and then you take a train, and then you get kind of deposited in this like Grand Central Station meets like World's Fair kind of place. You get an afterlife coordinator, and then the rules are you get to live eternally. You pick an eternity, but once you pick, you're in that for forever.
Yeah.
And so the eternities have different themes. There's like capitalism world, or like smoking world.
Yeah,
or
Marilyn
like,
Manson world.
Yeah, Manson world.
Chocolate world.
Yeah, you can get down with whatever. Somebody was like, I want an eternity where it's like Miami Beach, spaghetti, and cocaine. I was like, well, that's Miami. That's like, I think you can actually go there now.
Yeah, that's a night at Carbone.
Yeah,
all that is,
yeah. Oh, Carbone is so good.
Carbone is good.
Oh my
dude.
God.
Yeah,
beautifully. I thought it was just beautifully shot. I just thought it was really just a really original script. You know what I mean? It's like
it's so original, and it makes you think about like if I do pass away, it gave me like
well, you will pass away.
Oh yeah. Shit. Dang,
I'm just thinking, well, I don't know. Biohacking is crazy right now.
A lot of haters.
You know what I mean?
A lot of haters in here.
If I do pass away, well, yeah, debatable. Yeah.
But it was great because your character's wife,
Elizabeth Olsen.
Olsen, right? She passes away, and then she has to choose between her first love.
Yeah, this dude who's been waiting, he passed away in the Korean War. He's been waiting like 60-something years for her.
Right, and you who are at the kind of like at the Grand Central Station now too. Yeah. You guys are both kind of waiting for her in a way.
Yeah, well, I didn't know he was still waiting for her.
Are we giving away too much of it, you think?
No, that's in, I think that's like in the trailer.
Yeah, it's all like in the first 10 minutes. Kinda. But it's kind of fascinating because then she shows up and now you two are kind of vying for her affections.
Yeah.
And then who does she stay with? Does she stay with this first love that she lost and didn't get to have a life with? Or does she stay with this love that she already got to have a life with?
Yeah.
And it's just...
And there was like, some people were telling me, it's like, oh man, that's my nightmare, people that have been, been widowed and moved on, this and that. But look, I think it really makes you think about, your own life and what's beyond, and, family, and I don't know.
Well, and how long love lives.
Yeah.
I think that was part of it. Like, I remember when I've done, and this is a little bit of a weird sidebar, but like when I've done like DMT, it's like the only feeling that you're left with is that the only important feeling, as it feels like you're leaving the existence, is that love was the most important thing, and that everything else was just a complete fool's errand.
Yeah. And also that, because what you were talking about, but you get this feeling that your consciousness, which is who we are, is really, this really is just kind of this vessel, this physical form, but who you are exists whenever you've been in a situation where you feel like you've left your body, but you still, think like yourself, you still feel like yourself, and that kind of remains intact.
Yeah. That's a good. Yeah. And we're not saying that what I'm talking about, but we're just saying that yes, the consciousness of who we are still exists outside of our vessels. That's what certain experiences have made me feel like. Yeah. And that consciousness is still able to evaluate that love is so important. Yeah. That's one thing that I thought.
No, but also I've thought about that too. I'm like, I think the most important thing in life for me really is, it's like relationships. To me, that's the thing I imagine when I'm sitting there on my deathbed, if I'm lucky enough to.
If you die.
Yeah, if I die. To
Because we have a new package for you.
right, sure, I can't wait. Give me that longevity, whatever it is.
We got a new peptide for you.
Perfect, dude. Kelly will show me like one thing, somebody talking about some product. I'm like, yeah, sure, sounds good. What was it, bee pollen sperm? Like, yeah, I can put it in a smoothie, babe. But it's like relationships. Like to me, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna be thinking about this, that Bronco or that movie or that. I'm gonna be like, man, I'm gonna be thinking about my wife, my my buddies, my my family, my relationship with whatever higher being I have, and I think that's kind of and that's what I get the most. Like the return from what you put into relationships, that's what you're going to get back. I just think that's always kind of led me on a good path in life.
Yeah, it's like I know sometimes I feel like I've almost spent too much time working. One of the nice things, like I recently kind of have gotten to take a break from touring because I'd been kind of touring pretty heavily for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and maybe really for probably 15 years, and so like I've been able to like go to football games and like maybe try to plan a date and go on a date, not be like try to pick up the pieces all the time and stuff like that. And like, yeah, just things like that. To be able to see a friend like a couple weeks in a row or know that you're going to be able to keep the relationship going, stuff like that is yeah.
And when it's not just sandwiched in between, it's like, okay, I have 1.5 days, I have this thing on Friday, this thing on Monday, whatever. That's never enjoyable.
It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like there's
you
any
need to have
space.
some time to yourself. I've like even with filming, man, I've kind of always been pretty good. Obviously, I have no problem going like back to back to back if it's the right thing. But other than that, for me, it's got to be really special because you take time. Like I enjoy my Miles life. I enjoy my life with my friends and my family, and Kelly and this and that. So to have the time to, like you said, kind of nourish those relationships is so important.
Yeah.
And just figure out who, like, I don't know, get back to what you like.
There's this fun like thing going on where you guys are like, figuring out these different worlds, like the afterlife, and it's super entertaining. But then there's also like, there was this sort of like emotion, like kind of pretty emotional stuff going on with like, how do we look at love? And like, if you've already gotten to live one love, if you got to go back, would you choose a different one? And it was just...
Yeah, it's certainly.
Cool.
I mean, what I enjoyed about reading the script and kind of when we performed it was that it never loses its kind of grounding and the stakes and the sincerity of it. There's some really funny moments and there's some kind of, but nothing ever becomes like slapstick. It's not a movie where we're just trying to get in as many one-liners as we can. I think it always kind of. It's just a delicate balance between having that sincerity and the love, but also I do think it's really funny.
Yeah,
I think it's just again we did the premiere in Toronto, man. We just had like at the after party, you could just tell people were kind of coupling off and just talking. It just makes you think. I think it's a beautiful film.
One of my favorite parts too is just right in the beginning when they're driving in that car together, dude.
Oh yeah,
I could have watched those two people in that car.
That's the Northeast, dude. But also, it's just couples that have been around for that long. Just this natural, just kind of. You're not going to offend me, and just bullshit, banter, bickering, complaining.
And they're both. Neither one of them is saying everything they're doing is just kind of like making the other one like whatever they're saying a problem. Dude.
Yeah. I think my wife and I secretly enjoy to like. Kind of fucking annoy each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably part of love, probably.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of annoyance, a little bickering.